Hello friends and welcome back to Bookmas Day 7. Today, you guys know, you already saw, we are going book shopping today, and I knew from the start, the second that I decided that I was doing Bookmas, that we were going to have to go book shopping during the month. Like, I don't know what it is, but when it's the holiday season, I love to go book shopping, but I also love to watch book shopping vlogs during the holiday season. There's something just so happy and joyful and cozy about the whole experience. Now, I wanted to tell you all the plan where we're going to go book shopping today. I might extend this video, like if I go to more bookstores, then I will include them in this vlog, of course, but the two places that I'm planning on going today are as follows. Right now in the back of my car, I have a ton of clothes and just household items that I really need to donate. And so the first place that I want to go is the thrift store, because a local thrift store kind of close to where I live has an amazing book section, but I can also kind of two birds, one stone situation and donate all of my clothes and things that have been sitting in the back of my car for far too long. So I want to go there first. And then after that, I want to make my way over to Half Price Books, which is my favorite bookstore on the entire planet, perhaps. Like when I used to live in California, there was not a Half Price Books anywhere near where I lived. And so now being in Dallas, the fact that there are so many Half Price Books all over the city, it's the best. And so I'm going to be going to Half Price, and yeah, that's my favorite place. And of course, I will be doing a book haul at the end of this video. And then the last thing that I did want to just briefly mention at the beginning in this intro is some of my goals, some of the books that I'll be looking for at the bookstore today. I just filmed my 2026 TBR. It should have been the Bookmas video right before this one. And so if you guys are interested in watching my 2026 TBR, I will link that video down below. But it goes without saying, any book from the 2026 TBR, I would be more than happy to come across. Some of the ones more at the top of my list are Crescent City, Beartown, and The Favorites. I would definitely be interested in reading those ones sooner rather than later. But again, if I find anything on that list, I will be so happy. And then a few other books that come to mind are Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I already read this book and absolutely loved it, but I would really love a physical copy. And the same goes for Ruthless Vows. I did read Ruthless Vows recently. I borrowed my friend's copy actually, but I want a copy of my own. Also, anything Elsie Silver. I read all of Elsie Silver's books on Kindle Unlimited, and so I don't own any of them. And so if I happen to come across an Elsie Silver, that would be great. And then the last one that I have written down is Vow of Thieves, which is the second and last book in the Dance of Thieves duology. Again, if I don't come across any of these books today, that's totally fine. These are just some things that came to mind when I was planning this video. I feel like sometimes when you know what you're looking for, it's actually easier to find those books, because I'm not going to a bookstore with new books, at least right now. Again, if I go to more bookstores, they will be included in this vlog. So that is it for my long-winded Bookmas intro to book shopping. This is maybe one of the best videos of Bookmas, period. So I'm going to stop yapping and get my butt over to the thrift store to drop all my crap off and do a little book browsing. I will see you guys there. Before I left to go to the bookstore, I thought it would be fun to give you guys a little OOTD, because I'm honestly obsessed with my outfit. I feel like I usually am the type of person to just wear like a sweat set to go book shopping, but I am feeling really cute today, so I thought I would share with you. My cardigan is a little, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but it's like a little brown cardigan that I got from H&M when I was in DC like a month or two ago. Basically, the rest of my outfit is thrifted. I have this little like off the shoulder top that I got at a thrift store in LA. And then I have this skirt. It's like a little polka dot ruffle skirt that I got at a thrift store in San Diego. And then my shoes I actually just recently got in New York City, and I thrifted them there too. I don't know. I just feel like so cute and cozy. It's not like super cold outside right now, so I'm feeling like a skirt and boots is the move. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna get out of here. It's time to go. Unfortunately, there were not any books in there that I wanted. They had the X-Hex, which I thought was really funny. I love that book. I read it for the second time last year. But honestly, besides that, unfortunately, there were not any standout books. However, I did browse the clothes section and I did find some really cute stuff. So maybe I can haul some of that at the end of this video. But now I'm gonna go to half price and I feel like I will definitely find some books there. I just can't help a little look-see in the clothes section. Literally, I think I told you guys my entire outfit is thrifted and I love it. So yeah, okay, on to the next. I will see you guys there. I think the last time that I updated this video was around a week ago. I went shopping at half price and the thrift store about a week ago now. And today it's actually a Tuesday and it's right in the middle of my work week, but I decided that I don't have any meetings today. And so I want to go over to Barnes & Noble and get some work done at the Barnes & Noble cafe and then reward myself with some book shopping and some book browsing. I haven't been to a Barnes & Noble in honestly what feels like a really long time because I just prefer to buy books secondhand and to thrift them, go to half price. It's just better on your wallet, your budget, the environment. I just definitely do that more often. However, there's something to be said about the experience of going to Barnes & Noble during the holiday season. I don't know if I want to buy anything today at Barnes. I'm not sure, but regardless, no matter what I find, what I come across, how much work I get done today, I definitely am going to be doing a book haul. Probably will film that today. Just kind of depends on what I have time for. Regardless, I have a pretty good little book haul for you guys. And so I'm excited about that. I haven't been to a Barnes in what feels like a really long time. So I'm definitely looking forward to going, getting in the zone, getting a lot of work done, and then book shopping as my reward. That just sounds like the perfect thing to motivate me to get a bunch of work done and then come home. So I think I'm going to leave you guys there and then we'll do our big book haul when I get home. I'm now home from Barnes and I wanted to give you guys a book haul from all of the book shopping that I did throughout this video. I feel like honestly none of these books were on my radar. I know I talked earlier on in this video about some of the books that I was on the lookout for, and unfortunately I did not find any of those. But with that said, there were a lot of books that I wasn't really thinking about that weren't at the top of my mind, I guess. And so I'm very, very happy with the books I did find. First, I want to start out with half price books, and the first first book that I got there was Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I have seen so many people start this series and read this series this year. I know I've been saying this for the last several videos, but I have been in the biggest fantasy mood this year, or not even this year, just like at the end of this year, all that I've wanted to do is pick up fantasies. And the only reason I haven't been reading fantasies right now is for like reading vlog reasons or bookmas, or I had very specific reasons that I'm not currently reading any fantasy books. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, I totally should have put this on my 2026 TBR because I want to read this so bad. Not obsessed with the sprayed edges. This is the only version that they had there. I'm just not usually a huge sprayed edges person. I'm honestly not really sure what this book is about. It sounds like our main girl, her mom suddenly disappears and she discovers something dangerous about her past. She's offered an unexpected opportunity to enter the dark world of descended royalty and unlock the web of mysteries her mother left behind. So this sounds really good. I have seen only high ratings given to this series and I'm very excited. And this was kind of like, I knew I needed it once I saw it. And then the other book that I got from Half Price is actually a reread, and that book is Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. I read this for Christmas 2 years ago, I want to say, and to date, this is my absolute favorite Christmas romance book that I have ever read, to the point where I wish that Half Price Books had the other book in this series because I really love them both. And I would love to reread this book. I don't know if I'll reread it this holiday season. It kind of depends on the books on my TBR, the reading vlogs, the book that my book club chooses to read, all of that kind of stuff. All I know is that I do want to read this again at one point because the Christmassy mood and spirit that I was in when I was reading this book for the first time was just unmatched. And on top of that, it wasn't just like, oh, cute, fun, Christmassy romance. It was actually a fantastic book. I would argue that this is one of my favorite romances, top romances that I've read. I think I gave this a 4.5. Just like as a romance, not as a Christmas romance, but just as a book. I loved this. When I saw this, I knew I had to get it. And it had like, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it has a matte cover, which I really love. I kind of like it when they're more like this versus glossy. It just feels like independently published, like that kind of vibe. And so yeah, I'm really happy about this. So these were the two Half Price books that I got. And then I did go to Barnes today. I did not get anything, but I do actually have one more book to show you guys. So that thrift store that I went to originally, I ended up going back there for another vlog that I'm filming for Bookmas. I don't know if it's out yet, so I'm not going to say what video that was, but I went back to the thrift store, that same one that you guys saw, and there was a book there. They have great books. It just happened to be that on the day that I was filming for this vlog, they didn't have anything. But when I was in there, I found The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. I got this book for $1. The thrift store was selling it for $2, but on that day, everything was 50% off. I wonder if I could find the original price. Originally $28 in the US. So I got this for an incredible bargain. And this book won the National Book Award. It also was the Barnes & Noble Book of the Year, I want to say 2 years ago. As I said that I've been in a big fantasy mood, I've also been reading a lot of fiction. The last like 2 or 3 books that I have read were all fiction. And so I kind of am out of fiction on my shelf. And let me look. Yeah, I literally don't have any other books on my physical TBR that are in the fiction genre. I'm literally reading the last one right now. And so when I saw this book, I was like, oh my gosh, I've heard incredible things about it. I need to pick that up, see what all the hype is about. When I was reading the blurb, it was kind of giving Demon Copperhead, which I've talked about in quite a few videos. But let me see. It says, in 1972, when workers in Pottstown, Pennsylvania were digging the foundations for a new house development, the last thing they expected to uncover was a human skeleton. Who the skeleton was and how it got buried there were just 2 of the long-held secrets that have been kept for decades by the residents of Chicken Hill, the dilapidated neighborhood where immigrant Jews and African Americans lived side by side, sharing ambitions and sorrows. And then there's like more to the blurb, obviously, but it just looks like we're looking at an impoverished neighborhood and the people that live there and investigating some kind of mystery with skeletal remains that are found. I don't know, clearly. And it's weird to me that I don't actually know much about this book, even though it's won so many awards and I've seen it everywhere. But I don't think I've actually seen a lot of people read this book in like a reading vlog or anything. So it kind of makes sense, I guess, that I don't know that much about it. But that was my book haul. We got 3 different books in 3 different genres, but I'm only adding 2 books to the physical TBR because I have read one of these. It also just felt very like Christmassy and perfect for Bookmas to get like a Christmas romance. When I was out today, I think you guys would have seen that in my footage at Barnes, there was a whole section of holiday romances, and I just like was so overwhelmed I didn't know which one to pick. I felt like I needed to go home and read the backs or like read the synopses of all of them before committing to one book to read this year. But I think that is going to be it for today's Bookmas video. If you guys made it all the way here, comment down below the sweater emoji or like coat. Something cozy and warm is the emoji that we're using today. Thank you so much again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in 2 days for the next Bookmas video. Bye.